With the newly introduced Season 3 of Lost Ark to the Western servers, my favorite vendor saw a revamp and a rework. Guilds saw a sort of overhaul with this recent patch. Things like GVG and GVE have been completely removed from the game, and the guild UI and how it functions saw a lot of changes that you do not want to miss out on. First things first, you want to be in a good guild. The days of guilds gatekeeping for strong characters to bring to GVG events for gold are gone. Now, the current drive is to get anyone and everyone into a guild to farm points for the weekly payout. Now, don't get stressed about more dailies when I mention farming though. Bloodstones get paid out for everyday tasks that your character already do, like chaos dungeons, guardians, cubes, and even raids now. Each character has a personal cap that is set by how experienced the guild is. In my guild, my farm cap is 6,000 bloodstones per character per week. This typically will fill without trying to fill it just by doing dailies on your roster. But this is a two-part system. My personal goal per character is to hit my currency cap, but from a guild goal perspective, these guild activity points are the main goal as it determines the end of week payout for the guild and all its members. This is on top of the currency you farm daily. This is where the goal of more members is now the main focus for most of these guilds. This doesn't mean more characters though. The days of alt guilds have come to an end essentially, as players' whole roster only takes one spot total. So having more players who can play daily is the current main push from all guilds. Guild activities, as previously mentioned, have been streamlined. The previous way had you open your weeklies tab, click a task, and carry it out, assuming your guild leader assigned the one you wanted or even any at all. Now it comes down to these 6 options and you do not even have to accept the mission. It's already automatically tracked at all times. These options are just daily chaos dungeons, guardian raids, cube runs, a day's worth of regen of life skilling, collecting flotsam in the ocean just in case you're away all week, and now just completing raids gets you guild mission completion rewards. This has been made significantly better and streamlined, that just by playing daily, you are receiving currency and contributing to the guild's pot for the week. Finally, you are probably wondering, what even is this currency and what does this vendor even reward? Previous to this revamp, I talked up the benefits of this largely unused vendor, but it required you to do 2 things. 1, do weekly activities to gain the currency, then hope the guild in general did enough to get a sizable payout so that you had currency to burn. The second thing was that then you had to go to the guild vendor physically with each character and buy it out. Now, as previously established, you are farming significantly more bloodstones by just playing regularly, daily, and on top of that, getting another payout at the end of the week based upon how many active players there were in the guild. Instead of going to the vendor with each character, the vendor is in the guild tab. There are a few key items that will interest different folks. 1, those lacking silver and experience because of Tier 4's release, there is a plentiful amount of silver boxes and XP pots here per roster. Note this roster comment, as the experience should likely be focused on your main as you rush to level 70. Next up is honing materials. I didn't highlight this too heavily in my previous rendition of this video as they were deep into tier 3 and materials typically weren't that sparse except for on new players. Now with a whole new tier, everyone is lacking tier 4 shards and blue armor stones, and it has them per character. Note, I am in my own personal guild. Please join, by the way, check below for more details. We are not at the level threshold to unlock the research to open the second option of tier 4 mats, but are working hard to get there ASAP. Note, this is a level 25 guild requirement. I would suggest looking for guilds at this level to get the most bang for your buck with weekly materials for tier 4. The last tab of note has cube gamble boxes and honing bonus mats, newly called breaths, previously called solars in tier 3. The gamble boxes are the main appeal as they have chance to either give you a large amount of silver or a cube ticket, both extremely valuable in this current period in the game. These boxes were previously what I told everyone to engage with this vendor for, but now that tier 4 materials are sparse, the value of this vendor has multiplied, and you need to get in there at the ground floor. What you need to do right now is leave your little friend guild and join a big one immediately. Or join mine since it has a funny name and we need people desperately, and start farming this currency ASAP. The days of needing to interact with guildies are over with. You are but a daily farming resource that we as guild leaders want to tap into to get the bigger end of week payout. You are but a GPU in my Bitcoin mining farm, so don't feel any pressure. We actually need you, but also please join Mechanically Trash today if you're on NA East Lutera. We are desperately in need of people. There is no more guild leaving restrictions on when you can join, and joining with your whole roster is easier than ever. One click of a button. It is stress-free and has a great weekly vendor to harness as you level up into tier 4. I hope this video helped. I make many new or returning player guides, so check out my playlist for easy gold farms, DPS uptime secrets, and more. Until next time, my name is Easy Break. Take it easy.